Hello guys, this is FX Mesh smashing it. What is going on, guys? You're welcome to my forex and index uh, indices uh, weekly price action analysis, where I take analysis of the opportunities that come my way to show you guys how my thought process went regarding the trades I took. And also I also drop it here saying that forex is um, a business. We take it as a business. If you want to make money, you must develop a skill set that can enable you make money, and you must see forex as a business such that you begin to ask yourself, how much can you lose, not how much can you make. So what we are trying to do is that we're trying to better our skill. We're trying to discover more about ourselves. We're trying to, um, instill discipline, because the way you are is the way you will be on the chart. I'm telling you, and nobody really cares about this strategy you use. The most important thing is to make money. Just make at least a dollar addition to the amount you have. That's money making already. So whether you scalp, whether you use whatever strategy, whatever, it doesn't really matter to anybody as far as you are able to find anything you can use to increase the equity of your account. Now we're going to go to the chart and see how I see the pairs I took and my thought process. Let's go to the chart now. Catch you. Back to the chart, guys. Let us start with the pairs that I looked at. Now, I just want to say that I just opened my Telegram channel. It's FX Mesh Capitals. So I just started posting a few stuff in the my thoughts process and all some stuff. So I posted USD JPY first, and this was my perception. This is what I looked at on the 4 hours time frame. The reason why I took this pair was that I identified on this 4 hours time frame that the market actually obeyed a break and retest strategy here. And what happened was that the market played around a certain area, 131.000, and it pulled back. Then it broke the region and retested it and pushed to the upside, and I tested it again and it pushed to the upside. So when it got here, I was like, okay, you know what, seeing this thing has tested this thing twice, this market might most likely go to the upside on the 4 hours time frame. So what I did was to mark it, yes, and that's how it actually went. And also I also looked at the Chinese yuan to Japanese yen. I saw the structure like this on a 4 hours time frame. The market pushed to the upside, and what happened, why I took it was that now the market already built up to this level, and it broke this level at 20.0846, broke it down, okay, then it retested it, but with a double, it was creating a double top here. So you know double top is like an M shape. So it made the first leg, touched it, came down again, touched it. Second time I was just waiting, and at the ninth I put my entry here, because since the shape has already been almost formed, I was expecting the third leg to fall to the downside. And you know what happened after I waited, and here we go, I was able to bank on that. Now if you observe, you can see the reason why I drew this line. Now let's go back to the previous, what happened before then. You see, this line was a key level, or let me put it, let me say, based on this setup, this line was a sub level, was a minor level, because the market came here, reacted here, market came here, reacted here, market also reacted here. If you look at this, you see there's a wick here, there was something happening here as well, and here as well, and and here as well. So I felt this line, the way I saw it was that the way this line is too good. It will be very good for my TP. My TP. That's my take profit. So I decided to draw a thin line there on the red thin line, and I intended to stop here. This was my intention. This was my intention for T2 before TP2, but I decided to stop here because I didn't know what the market is going to do after it passes this level, 19.7499. So I decided to stop here, and it played out very fine. This is a break and retest strategy. Very simple, no messing around. Break a certain key level, and the market comes back to retest the key level. You could retest it twice, 1, 2, and push to the downside. Now I took a flip here. I wanted to see when the market came down like this. I wanted to see how the market can reverse. At what point would the market reverse? So it reversed around this area, and that's how I got that trade. Now the next one was yeah, that's the trade. You see, that's my TP2, my TP1. Sorry, I didn't annotate it, but you can see that was my intention. But when it got here, then I jumped out. I got my TP1, and that's fine. Then market started playing around and all those kind of stuff. Then I focused on other pairs later. How other things doing. So and the next one was Euro USD. Now Euro USD, what I understood and what I learned from Euro USD was that the Euro USD, it's easier to trade the Euro USD using smart money concept. The Euro USD, whatever, but I think from what I've seen, the smart money concept is better because of the behavior of Euro USD. Now, what does this smart money concept is all about? It's all about supply and demand. It's all about identifying order blocks. It's about knowing key areas of accumulation, knowing areas of liquidity in the market, and also knowing areas of where the market would possibly build pressure. Like for example, now this is a 4 hours time frame for the Euro USD, and you can see that around on this view of the 4 hours, you can see areas of accumulation where you see when I say accumulation, I mean areas where the market is consolidating. You can see that the wicks are close to themselves. Close here, it's close here, it's close here, it's close here, it's close here. And what connects this accumulation or this consolidations are impulses. You can see impulses, some form of impulses. And each time the market gives you that attitude, what it means here is that the signal is weak. And there's no clear push. There's just there's a strong war between Euro and USD at that point in time. So they have relative strength. So it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. But once it begins to push to the downside, you see this impulse here. This impulse here is showing that US dollar is gaining strength, while the Euro is weak at that point in time. Then later, the Euro begin to gain strength again. As they start pushing to the upside. So once it's going up, Euro is going up. Once it's going down, USD is gaining more strength. So that's it for Euro USD 4 hours time frame. You can see this is how the picture is, and that's how we identify that. But now what I did was that I went on a lower time frame, 15 minutes time frame, and I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to see for what the market is doing on a lower time frame. So I entered a lower time frame, and I will show you what I did. I identified a couple of opportunities here, and I observed that using smart money concept, which is order block identification, and where the market accumulates, builds liquidity and form of imbalance, and I brought all these things together to be able to form to identify opportunities. Now the market came down here. You can see this I built this other block. These are blocks, and these blocks are points of support and resistance. Like now, for example, we know basically that the market has support down and resistance up. Support is like the floor, while resistance is on top, which is the roof. Now we have a support here. So this support is created as a result of the fact that the market was consolidating around this point as a result of previous imbalance that's created from this area. For example, there was a consolidation around this area. You can see around this area. Then what happened?
an imbalance was created, it pushed to the downside. So once you see an impulse like that, it means it's creating an imbalance. So then you see that the market is going to react here, then what happened is it later wants to, it will come up again to fill this imbalance. There's always a way the market behaves in such a way that the market always seeks to fill the spaces created. This space is always trying to fill this space. So it came down, create an imbalance. At that point of accumulation, this accumulation or consolidation, it will later fill up the gap it has created before. Later. So what I did was to catch this attitude on a 15 minutes time frame. So after creating an impulse, created a kind of a consolidation here, accumulation or consolidation here, and it later filled that imbalance. And again, another accumulation here again. And again, what did it do? It created an imbalance again, just as it did here. It did it here, down here. So these impulses, when you see a consolidation like this or accumulation like this, you can even start taking your opportunities there. You can take your opportunities there. Take a sell here. You're in profit already. In profit. You can do that. So stuff like that. That's how I begin to form my thought process regarding how I trade Euro USD. And just like that, it kept doing like that. Impulse, correction, impulse to the upside, correction, impulse again. You see this weak signal here. This is a weak signal to the upside. You can see the wave motion, push to the upside, and it created another imbalance here, accumulation here, then you see it did that up a little bit, then it pushed to the upside, impulse again, and there's another. So it keeps doing that, it keeps doing that, it keeps doing that, it just keeps doing that. So once you're able to identify that pattern, then you're able to seek for opportunities in such a way that once you see after the end of every accumulation, there's always a feeling of the imbalance. How do you know that it's going to go up? Now, when the market was here, it created an impulse. This impulse created an imbalance, and then it created a consolidation here. Then after a while, it starts filling up again. You can even draw a line on top here and say, you know what? Once the market crosses this line, I'll take a buy from here. You take a buy to fill. So we're looking for impulses, impulse direction. Anywhere you see impulses, it's also a good place for opportunity. Okay, so that's how I used in trading this particular. It's another different topic by itself, but that's the skill I use to trade this Euro USD, and I was able to make sense of it. I think I caught an opportunity and I posted on my Telegram. I just want to say here, my Telegram channel is FX Mesh Capitals, just the way it's written here like this. So I'll show you what I did, the trade I took, or the trade I caught on Euro USD. You can see Euro USD trade I caught, and I used a loss set of 0.10, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 entries, 0.10 for a $9,000 account. Then also I used that. That's what I did for this particular trade, 15 minutes time frame, Euro USD. How I identified was that I just identified the higher points. Then I saw that the market went up here. I circled this point. I know it's going to push to the downside, to create an imbalance to the downside, and a consolidation here, accumulation, consolidation, whatever you call it. Then it pushed up again, accumulation here, impulse, accumulate, then push to the upside, a weak signal to the upside, just like that. Then after every accumulation, it's always an impulse. Then after that, this is an imbalance, and because I've already drawn this, particular this other block, and there was an impulse to the upside, and while it was pushing downwards, it created another block again on top here, which is called it's like a kind of a resistance. So because the market has pushed to the upside and it hit this point and it started coming down, it created a structure here. It now came down to fill this imbalance it has created. Each time it creates an impulse, it's creating an imbalance. So when it went up, it created an imbalance and it filled it. And what will we be expecting? And this point was around I think it was around just some few minutes before London. Is it? I think before Frankfurt session opened, and it all pushed to the upside. How I caught that particular trade. This is the pair. Yeah, I think I must have cleaned it. But this is how it is now. Going forward. This is where we want to operate on. This is where we want to operate on next week. Okay. Now, on a 15 minutes time frame, you first of all identify the direction of the trend, the overall trend. Where is the market going to? We go to a 4 hours time frame first of all. Okay, and you see on the 4 hours that the market is pushing to the upside, but in a very weak. Once you see all these many consolidation, it means that the signal is weak. So what I've done is to identify, go to a higher time frame and identify these levels with thin lines. These are my key areas. I can even draw one as well here, one here. So, and we know that market is pushing to the upside. So that's one clue. Then you go to 15 minutes time frame and look for where you can find opportunities. Then you begin to draw your other blocks. The other block is where you have an accumulation. When you have many accumulation, for example, you have accumulation here. You see here. Sorry. Accumulation here. When you see the market creating there's a support being created, then you can draw another block. Other blocks are created when we see support or resistance being created by all these accumulation. Once you have it, it comes down here, it bounces up, it bounces again, up again, it bounces again, bounces again. Then you draw another block forward. Then once the market pushes to the upside, it's creating an imbalance. And always have in mind that the market must come back to it. Usually, many times, I would say, let me say many times, it usually comes back to that place to fill that imbalance created by the impulse. So that's what he did here. You can see what he's doing here. That's how this one was filled. This filling alone is a sell. You can take a sell from here, and I just write in the profit. I write in profit. I'm just rushing it. I'm just taking short time to explain it because it's a different topic by itself. Smart money concept. That's what it's called. Look at it. You can just put your stop loss just on top this bar. That's all. That feeling or impulse is where you take your drive. Now let's go over now. After explaining here that there was accumulation here, and that's how we drew this other block. The market filled this imbalance by going up, and it also filled this imbalance by going down. So now let's assume we went up here because of this accumulation here. This accumulation here gave rise it made me to create this block further. I drew a block further because of this accumulation here. And you know what happened? The market pushed to the downside. This push is an impulse. A little bit, this signal is cleaner than this one. But anyway, it came down and tried to create another block here. We can even adjust our other block here to even, such that we have that the market was bouncing here. And when it's bouncing here, what does it mean? It means that it's most likely going to go up. The possibility of it going up is more. So it pushed to the upside. And what did it do? It came up to that going up, filled this imbalance here. See, these are imbalances, these ones. These are the drive that changes the level of the block. It will go up, play around there, come down again. Then where it's going to create accumulation or a consolidation. You draw another block again. Then from there, once it bounces 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 times, then it goes up again to fill the imbalance of the previous impulse. So that's how it is. See an impulse here. It went up again. Once it's up here, this push to the upside is trying to support this particular block. And look at what it did. It went up. It played around here again. I can even identify here as a as an accumulation. What did it do? It pushed to the downside again. What did it do? Then it came back to this bar, this block here. And what did it do? It pushed to the upside again. And you can see a trend accumulation here. It's called a trend accumulation here, but that's fine. That's another different thing entirely. But look at it. It went up again. Meanwhile, as you're going up, this bar is already there. It broke past this one. It broke past these two blocks and pushed on the upside and pull back. Each time it does that, it creates a structure. This structure, you draw a block again to the future. Then it came down again and hit this block here and pushed on the upside and supported this block here. This pushing to the upside, remember, it's feeling the imbalance of the previous one. Then it pushes down to the downside. Then what's going to happen here? Next week, we don't know what's going to happen yet. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to depend on the strength of the US dollars. So the US dollars, if the US dollar gains strength, this is what's going to happen. The US dollar is going to allow this one push to the downside. I'll be looking for the market to either hit this, to come to this area, to this zone, because we have another block here. We can draw this one further. Here needs to be filled. This one, it could come here, possibly come to the downside. Then maybe bounce to the upside. So most likely we'll see how that goes. Now let us just go through a few trades I took. I'm trying to make the video short as possible each time I post. The Chinese JPY, I talked about that one before. Then GBP USD, let's see what happens with GBP USD. I didn't take any trade there. What I did was that I only identified the break and retest on a 4 hours time frame. I'll explain. Now, if you look at this very well, you will see that around this area, focus on this area where I circled. You can see that there's a clear break and retest in this area. Clear break and retest in this area. Clear break and retest in this area. How do I mean? After identifying my key levels, you see the market. Let me use a replay to show you what I mean. A replay button. Now I'm going to play this thing. I'm going to fasten it. Now watch what the market is going to do here. It's broke it. It has broken that level. Oh, sorry. It tested its level. It broke it. You can see it has broken the level at this point in time. Okay. In our mind, the first question is, what are we looking for? We are looking for, I'm using a break and retest strategy to find opportunity in this. Oh, this is CH and JPY. Oh, that's fine. Anyway, I'll explain that here, but I'll still go to GBP USD anyway. Now, we are looking for a strategy where the market is breaking and retest. Now, it's broken this. Why it's broken is we must wait for it to retest this level, then push to the downside to find an opportunity. It retested it. You cannot take you can take what a sell. So it turned in the other way around. The sell wasn't confirmed. Now I'll rather explain it from. Okay, let me go back again. I want to show you something. This is the main level. This is the main level. This is the main level. That's why it's thick. This one is just a minor level, right? Now I'll do it again. So it is. I'll use this is my main level. This is my main level. This is my main level. This one is my main level. This one is created because of this particular structure here. This is the major structure here that created this main level. And also, you also know that I deliberately marked these points with my blue marker, because this level, the market always tests it all the time. Okay, now if let me start the market from here. Now watch, guys, watch this line. Just watch this line. Now if the market plays out, it plays out, it plays out. Now what the market was, it wants to do, it broke the level. Tested level. Now it broke the level. It comes back from wherever, doesn't matter how long it takes, but it comes back again to test the level. You can see the testing. That's tested the level. After breaking it here, it comes down to test it. Right? 1, 2, 3. And in the process, it did an M. Guys, there are certain shapes that you need to understand. Double tops, double bottom, reverse double bottom, reverse triple bottom, pennant, rising wedge, flags. Those patterns are very, very important. Heads and shoulders, reverse heads and shoulders. These patterns are very important. Now you can see a pattern here after a break and retest. Now break and retest of the level, but break and retest of the level, but in a very it formed an M shape. While it was coming down here, I took a sell. Now for GBP USD, now GBP USD was is giving me a very good signal. In fact, I've even marked it like I want to enter for next week. GBP USD, I've been tracking it for quite a while, and why do I say GBP USD is going to give a good signal next week? Now I identified the key levels. Let's go to a 4 hour, a 1 day time frame. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, sorry. Yeah. All right. Now, very simple. Very simple. First of all, go to higher time frame. Now, what am I doing? We are using break and retest strategy to find opportunities on GBP USD. Very simple. Go to higher time frame. Secondly, identify the trend. What is the trend? The trend here is a clear sell. The market is pushing to the upside. How do I know? This is lower high. See this lower high? The next lower high must be lower than the previous lower high. This one is higher than this one. Okay. This one is slightly lower than this one. This one. These two are on the same level. But you can see a weak rejection here. Weak here, weak here. The same. So what we are saying is that the market is pushing to the downside. It came down, retested this level. God gave us a candlestick in the direction of the trend, which is this trend, this bearish trend. If you have entered here, just imagine you entered here after this candlestick closed. This candlestick here closed, broke, break, retest, candlestick. After the retest, look at this candlestick down to the downside. It ended here. Another candlestick started here. We enter a sell. We drive it down to this one. Good entry. That's a wonderful entry. Beautiful entry. Beautiful. Put your stop loss here. That's all. Take your profit here, and just wait for it for days, and that's all. Or maybe 6 hours or whatever. Break and retest. Break. That's how it goes for the GBP USD break and retest. Now this is FX Mesh smashing it. If you like what I'm about, please like, subscribe and share. Always remember to trust the process and always stay disciplined. Peace out.